Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lugnuts 5-track 5-car series here tonight at Dover International Speedway with the Silver Crowns. Myself, Andrew Williams, I'm joined in the booth here with Avery McDonald. Welcome, Avery. How are you tonight?
Pretty good. Getting ready here at Dover for the Silver Crown. A pretty good matchup on the cars. We got a good points battle here for the Loose Lugnut series. I got two competitors who are tied in points. That's Jason Hughes and Nick Hunt. Mitchell Reeves currently not in the room. So pretty much between Hughes and Hunt for the points championship with 2 races remaining.
That's correct there, Avery. So two races, actually 1 race remaining after this, which is going to be the Legends of Bristol, coming up next week on Friday night. So make sure you can join us for that one. And as Avery said, so we've got 3 drivers tied for the lead at the moment, and for the championship. But unfortunately, Mitchell Reeves is not here, so that's going to play dampener. But we're actually got a nice race here tonight at Dover. The weather conditions are mostly cloudy at 65 degrees, and also the track is sitting at 76 degrees with winds coming 2 miles from the east. So good racing conditions with these Silver Crowns at Dover. At the moment, we've got the guys hitting the track for some qualifying. In the practice sessions, however, it showed to be a fast and furious event with Dalton Baldwin taking the fastest time of 21.203 in the 54. Behind him was Michael Wilson Jr. with the 00 in the 21.239. Jason Hughes was in third in the 58 with a 21.242. Donald King ended up in fourth with a 21.256. Ran out top 5 with Matthew Hevener, with a 21.335. Now he's the only person inside the top 5 who's actually won a race here in this series as well, Avery. So it's going to be interesting to see where he's at. At the moment, he's qualified in 4th.
So right now the 54, Dylan Baldwin, he actually ran his fastest lap of the whole session, starting on the pole so far. But qualifying, we got 2.5 minutes left, and someone could always knock him off the top spot.
That's correct. We've just had a withdrawal from Michael Wilson Jr. You might be saying his name wrong. He comes up as Michael Jr. Wilson. No, everything's going to be good to go. I think he's just checking his connection. That's fine. So at the moment, we've got 8 cars that are qualified. At the moment, we have a 14 car, or it won't be a 14, it'll actually be dropped down to like a 12 or 11 car field. So at the moment, 8 cars qualified.
Yeah, 8 cars are qualified. Baldwin out in front, like about 1:45 left in the qualifying session. Matthew Hevener, we were talking about a little earlier, he's down by 9 points in the point standings, so he's going to be looking to get a good finish, a good solid top 5 finish to try to gain some points on Hughes and Nick Hunt. Try to get back in the championship lead as they go to Bristol next week with the Legend cars.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Legend cars at Bristol. Everyone virtually knows I've got a little soft spot for them. Currently have a few of them over here in Australia, where we have a small little team that we run for a bit of fun, and looking forward to the Legends of Bristol. It's going to be a lot of fun, but qualifying is just about to wrap up. At the moment, we're going to be looking at 90 laps when we go green, so you're definitely going to be needing to do a stop for some fuel, even though these Silver Crowns do carry a lot of gas in them. I think the most you can put in these things is like 37.5 gallons. Or in my terminology, that's 142 litres. So that's almost the size of what an interstate truck carries. So these guys can definitely chew up these gallons of gas, and so we're going to be needing to stop. Also, don't forget the Silver Crowns, when they do pit stops, they lift them from the front and from the back, not from the side to side. So if you want to take 2 rights, you're going to have to lift the front car up, take the front, then lift the back of the car up and take the rear. So the pit stops are going to be a lot longer. So it's going to be interesting to see tonight, Avery, whether drivers are taking 4 or if they're just going to take 2 tyres, because it's virtually the same amount of time.
Yeah, I think most guys are going to be taking 4 tires here. Biggest thing here at Dover, and definitely with the Silver Crown, is keeping the car clean, because they're very easy to get into the wall. They're a tough car to drive. Arguably one of the toughest cars to drive on the oval side. That and the sprint car, its little brother. So I'm curious to see how many guys they can keep the car clean.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. So the guys are now, qualifying is done and run. The boys are now just starting to file onto the grid. I'm trying to get a image of Dalton Baldwin, but he hasn't gridded up yet, so neither is... they're all sort of gridding up pretty late at the moment, which is not going to be helping us. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. Also with the silver crowns, you've got the weight jacker, where you can alter the weight jacking of the car as the race wears on. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys, the adjustments they make. We're standing by to get the live feed of the cars before they roll out of the grid. So at the moment we're going to be looking at a 12 car field taking this green tonight. It is down, but throughout the practice races we've had a few small fields as well, but they've come to light. So, and with the 5x5, we're going to be claiming the championship at the end of the next week's race at Bristol with the Legends. And don't forget, not long after that, on February 15th, will be our Daytona 500 for All Pro Racing. And all proceeds going to be going to PAD, which is a great organisation for us to be aligned with, which is People Against Distracted Driving. It's a fantastic cause. And very, very excited to get involved with that. We still don't have the 54 of Dalton Baldwin gridding up. We do have the 23 of Donald King. So we'll try and go through the grid. Unfortunately, might be a bit skew-if, but so pole tonight will be 54 Dalton Baldwin. Two will be 23 Donald King in the All-Pro Racing Machine. Third is Jason Hughes in the 58 with his Denver Broncos. In fourth tonight, Matthew Hevner, sorry. I don't mean Matthew, I keep on making a mistake. He's driving the plain white, number 6. In fifth tonight, it's Michael Jr. Wilson in the 00. And his AARP machine. In Nick Hunt in 8 in the 6th spot tonight, driving the number 8. Christopher Mattis in the 7 car out of 7. Verlis Hankins in the 006 out of 8 in the Outlaws.
And we do have word from Dalton Baldwin's crew. The pizza delivery guy was at the door, so he had to go pick up his pizza. That's why he missed the grid.
Well, you hear it all. So in 9th tonight, we're going to have Mike Wheeler in the 42. On the outside of him is going to be Timothy Schultz, and round out the rear will be John Hendricks. So we're ready to go live. Pace car is in. And we've got the green. Jason Hughes has he had the lead due to Dalton's misfortunes there, so he takes the lead nice and early with Donald King slotting into second. Matthew Hebner's falling back ever so slightly. Michael Wilson Jr. is currently in third. There's a battle on for fourth at the moment. The 7 car of Nick Hunt Christopher Mattis getting a bit crazy there. As lap 1's now in the book with Jason Hughes leading us. The field's starting to spread out quite nicely.
Yeah, the cars are getting ready to go single file. They're going to just try to get into a rhythm with these silver crowns. The most important thing when you're driving this car is get into that rhythm. Just run smooth, run consistent, and just learn about the car for a little bit to get ready when you make that final run towards the front.
Well, at the moment, we've got Michael Wilson Jr. looking for an inside move on Don King. Couldn't get it done out of 2. He's going to have a look into 3. Not quite there. King's giving him a lot of room, which is fantastic to see. These guys are a lot of respect shown between the drivers. They know it's a long race. 90 laps on the board. They've still got 86 laps to go.
Yeah, they're going to try to
Matthew Hebner's also getting a run on Don King there. So Don's looking strong out front early, but the car's starting to go away. But this could be a strategy here. We've known how the practice races have gone, which have been quite a very clean race, not many cautions at all, so perhaps he's just settling in nicely.
Dalton Baldwin back on the track, currently 1 lap down. The pizza delivery man has delivered the pizza, and Dalton is back on the racetrack.
Well, for missing a pizza, I hope it's a good pizza there and wasn't late, or if it was late, he got it for free. So Jason Hughes still currently in the lead. He's just crossed over for lap 6. This 90 lapper. Hot on his heels. We're going to be in tow. Shortly will be Michael Wilson Jr. And Matthew Hevner is currently third, putting a lot of pressure at the moment onto Wilson. Hevner's looking on the inside out of 4. Run on the main straight. He's got him on the inside. There, side by side. No, unfortunately, just not enough horsepower to get by. He's got inside run into 1. Doesn't look like he's going to get it done. However, out of 2. And Hevner is the only person so far inside the top 5 who has actually won a race previously. Well, I believe he's actually the only person in the field tonight who's actually won a race. With Dustin Loynes, who won our Talladega with the Silverado, a no-show tonight, as well as Mitchell Reeves, who won the Super Late Models at Charlotte last week, also a no-show. So Matthew Hevner's the only man with winning experience in the field with this series, Avery.
Yeah, Hevner, he was trying to get around him, and he touched that apron a little bit, started to get a little loose, and that's what happened. When he hit the apron with these cars at Dover, you're going to have to check up or else you're wrecking. Speaking of late delivery, I ordered pizza today. It took an hour and a half. But anyways, we're here at Dover. Just watching a fantastic race go on as we get ready to go on to lap number 10.
So 10 laps in the book already, so 80 laps to go, and this thing's going to look like everyone's filed out nicely. We've got a nice little front group of the first 6 cars, back to the 7th car of Timothy Schultz. And then further behind him, we got Furless Falcons at the moment, riding back there with John Hendricks. So everyone sort of put themselves out a bit. I'll tell you a bit of a surprise at the moment, and that's the 42 of Mike Wheeler. This guy, Mike Wheeler, he's normally a hard charger, and he still is regardless. I was expecting a lot more things from Mike tonight, but it seems maybe the Silver Crown and him and Dover, I'm not too sure, but we will try and get a chat with all the drivers at some stage throughout the race if we can to see how they're going. But yeah, the 42 back there in 10th, which is not really normal for him. But back to the leader at 58, Jason Hughes. He's done quite nicely since lap 1.
Yeah, Michael Wilson, he's kind of just sitting there waiting for Hughes to make a mistake so he can make the overtake. Wilson is just a little bit faster at the moment, so he's going to try to make a move to take over the lead.
If only Nick Hunt there and Donald King could get a little bit closer up to Matthew Hevner in the 6, you could virtually throw a blanket over the front 5, and then you got Christopher Mattis as well putting on a good show in the 7, which is the front 6 everywhere. Now you see Jason Hughes going a bit defensive out of 4. He cuts down low coming down the main straight. He's put Wilson a bit off his game there. Wilson's gone high. He's got now Hevner looking on the inside, but down the back straight, looks like Wilson's got the power.
Yeah, Hevner's been touching that apron a little bit too much in the corners. That's allowing him to not make it over.
We've got a wreck, Avery. Sorry to cut you there. As I was just coming out of 4 just then, Christopher Mattis just ran wide into the wall, but thank God he kept the thing going straight.
Hey, it looked like he was trying to avoid.
Christopher Mattis in the 7, just a replay. He's just driving the plain white machine tonight, and it just looks like he got up a bit behind Don King there and just maybe aero push, not too sure. No, they did touch and shot him up in the wall. And
we're starting to get a gap.
Damage there.
Yeah, starting to get a gap with the leaders. 1, 2, and 3 are starting to make a gap on 4th position. He was still out in front. He's led most, I believe every lap this race. Hevner running some pretty quick times, 21.413. Compared to Jason Hughes, which is 21.609. So Hevner's a little bit quicker, but it's tough to make the overtake here at Dover.
Oh, absolutely. So we've just clocked in 19 laps in this 90 lapper. And it's quite interesting to see they've sort of spaced out a bit there. They sort of got a little bit close a few laps ago, and now they're spaced back out again. But Don King, the 23, definitely isn't letting this front three go. He's now starting to look onto Havner if he can get to him. Crossed over, that's 20 laps in the book. 70 laps to go. And so far, 20 laps down is our main leader, Jason Hughes. One of Loose Lugnuts' very own, which is fantastic to see. He always sports the Denver Bronco colours. He's a very passionate fan of the Denver Broncos, and he's doing it very proud tonight.
Yeah, Don Baldwin, who started a lap down because of some misfortune of timing. He's passed a couple cars, working his way up to John Hedrick. But one quick thing about Jason Hughes, he's very consistent at pretty much almost every track we go to. Really cool to see him supporting Denver. As you do see Matthew Havner get a little loose behind him and lose the third position to Donald King. But Jason Hughes, he's sporting the Bronco colors after misfortune last week, where the Broncos didn't play very well.
That's right. Well, but for most people who are not sure what the Silver Crown is, it is an unusual looking machine, as you spoke about earlier with the little baby brother being the sprint car. The Silver Crown Racing was founded in 1955, and these bad boys do operate on all sort of oval races today. They actually get out to some of the larger tracks too, from what I understand, Avery. We don't have them here in Australia, but they're quite large animals with the fuel load they can carry. And the speed, they've got a 2-speed power glide system in them with the transmission. Oh, as I say that, you've got the 23 of Don King straight through straight through on Wilson into second now. So he's starting to make a run for Jason Hughes in first position.
Yeah, Silver Crown, I've seen them once at the Iowa Speedway a couple years ago. They were racing in the same weekend that the IndyCar Series was there. And that was a great race to watch. It's a lot of follow the leader. They run the high lane a lot at most of the tracks. From what I've seen, definitely at Iowa. But they're a fantastic car. They're tough to handle, but they're fun to watch.
They're super fast, and there's not much to them, which shows the driving as we've got now. Here we go. Donald King, inside run, down the back straight, and he gets it done on Jason Hughes. Jason Hughes looks like he just came up very close to the wall. I don't think there was contact. Don King out of 4, hits the main straight, and he's going to lead lap 26 on to lap 27.
Yeah,
so
Donald
Donald
King
now.
Don King ran a 21.452 on that lap. He made the overtake. That's 0.2 of a second quicker than Jason Hughes. Don King has this setup dialed in so far.
And that's what I was talking about before, Avery, when they got the start and he sort of fell back ever so slightly. It's the way these cars can be dialed in using the weight jacker, and it's how you dial in the car to get the car to respond later on down the road where your tyres are starting to be consumed. And he must have done the right thing. He looked after his tyres, and now you just see he's just shot away. Michael Wilson Jr. is still currently in second. And Jason Hughes has fallen back to almost a second behind. Hughes has fallen back to 4th, 3 seconds behind. So maybe he just tore out those tyres a bit too early, too soon. Doesn't appear to be any damage on his Silver Crown at the moment, but Donald King in command at the moment, stretching out that lead ever so slightly to now just crack over a second in front of Michael Wilson Jr. So Donald King in the 23 All-Pro Race Machine getting it done here at Dover International Speedway. 30 laps in the book. We've got 60 laps to go. We're a third of the way through.
Don King, he's been running fantastic. He's got a good setup here, and he's a great driver. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, that Don King is very strong in the Silver Crown car. So we're kind of excited to see how the rest of this race is going to go and see if Don King will be able to maintain the lead. If it's going to be a caution, and just only time will tell.
Yeah, so far they've all been very driving with their heads. No one's trying to do too many things that are crazy. Velas Falcon has gone a lap down. I'd say he's maybe touched the wall earlier on. But everyone seems to be driving with their head at the moment. Michael Wilson Jr. is not allowing Don King to get away. He's brought his lap behind to 0.8 behind Don King. He's fallen back to 0.9 behind, so they're a bit of a battle where they are at the moment. No one's really pulling away, no one's really catching.
Yeah, Don King's starting to slow up a little bit, but not slowing up like some of the other cars are on this long run. 33 laps into the main event here at the Dover International Speedway. We got a caution on.
There we go.
Caution. Looks like Mike Wheeler into the wall. Not quite sure. It looks like we will be getting a replay of what happened.
Yeah, Wheeler coming out of 4, just scrapes the outside wall on the main straight, dives, sort of shoots him down to the pit wall, but he stays off it, then he clips it right at the end, and that puts him into a spin into turn 1. He keeps the car up against the wall and away from the leaders and passing traffic. So unfortunately for Wheeler, just trying to get his head around this Silver Crown tonight's becoming a bit of a difficult mission for him. However, this gives all the drivers a bit of a breather. They've been on the green for 34 laps. And I'm sure some guys need some tyres. Don't forget, we're also going to be needing a fuel stop inside this window here. So, I think we might try and take this opportunity to grab a hold of a driver and have a chat to them. So let's try and see if we can get in with Don King. Hey, Donald King, it's Andrew Williams up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Listen, I don't want to sort of take you away from your racing at the moment. You're heading down pit lane, so I'll be very quick with you. Your car at the start, you sort of backed off and you made some adjustments, looked after your tyres, and you came through. How's it going for you?
She's going pretty good, man. Car feels good. Just takes a little bit to get her up to speed there, get her under your solid there. But other than that, she's pretty good. Hoping for a good top 5 finish here.
Yeah, well, you're looking very strong at the moment tonight. I understand you're doing pits, so I don't want to sort of kill you at the moment, but can you give us a bit of a hint? 2 or 4 tyres?
I'm taking all 4, definitely. 4 tires. 4 tires are filling her up. I'd also like to give a shout out here to the Loose Lugnuts for putting us on, and All Pro Racing, and most especially Michelangelo's Painting.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Don, and good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, sir. Anytime.
Well, there we had Donald King, who's currently in the 23 All Pro Racing Machine in first as they came down pit lane. I don't like speaking to drivers on pit lane because they've got to watch so many things, don't they, Avery? They've got to watch their pit speed, their box, where they hit the marker, as well as any adjustments they need to speak with their crew chief. And I'm glad it worked out for him, but it didn't. Jeez, I would be not a happy welcome person from Donald King's camp. Yeah, happy guy. I like Donald King, and I wish him all the best tonight. Is there anyone else you want to have a quick chat to, Avery, while we're here?
I'll see if we get a quick chat with see Nick Hunt. He's in the points battle. We're going to see if we get a quick chat with Nick Hunt. Hey, Nick Hunt, Avery McDonald up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Nick, you're from Texas. You're driving a big race so far. You're sitting tied for first in the point standings. What are you going to have to do the rest of this race to maintain your lead?
Man, I'm just holding on. I'm not familiar with these cars at all, and I'm just glad that I'm running in the ballpark anyway.
Yeah, for sure. You've been having a strong season so far. Next week we go to Bristol with the Legend cars. Are you also pretty excited for that?
Well, I know that'll be fun. I've run one race with the Legend cars at Bristol, and it was a lot of fun. So with those smaller cars, it gives you a little more room to maneuver, and it should be a lot of fun. I don't know how I'll do. I'll try to hang in there, but it's been a lot of fun so far.
All right, Nick, thanks for jumping in here. Good luck to the rest of the race, and hopefully we can talk to you after the race.
10-4, appreciate it.
That was Nick Hunt, who's currently in the second position.
That's exactly right. So Nick Hunt currently sitting in second in the points. He's got he's got an average start of 13, but it's going to change obviously now with an average finish of 5th and 118 points. Who we spoke to earlier before was Donald King, who's currently sitting 6th with average start of 16th, average finish 11th with 98 points. It's going to be a tall order for him to get inside the top 3, but definitely if he can stay where he is right now, he's going to make it a lot easier for him to break in there if he gets a good result at Bristol and the Legends. But we're double filed up now. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Safety car is lights out. We're just heading on to the back straight now, so a bit of time with these guys sort of getting geared up, ready to rock and roll. And before we get to the line, I'd just like to thank some of the people who make this series sort of achievable, and that's obviously Loose Lugnuts for their awesome work and your ideas with the racing. Loose Lugnuts affiliated and the very own The Paint Shop, as well as All Pro Broadcasting Network and All Pro Racing. So without those guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we need to do. So definitely, if you're into the iRacing, you want to get a cool paint job like you see with for example, the Denver Broncos, don't hesitate to look up the paint shop. They paint all the cars. But pace car is in. Donald King's going to lead us to the lines, just like the last restart, or the original start we had, but the positions are opposite. We're green. Donald King, he's put the foot down with the 2-speed system they got here. They got real low revs and they have to take off. Donald King and Jason Hughes are side by side into one. King's got the inside line, so he's pulling through.
Look at the move on Dalton Baldwin.
I was going to say, luckily for Dalton Baldwin, we're going to call him the pizza man. The 54 machine, he was able to get his lap back. He's currently now sitting in 5th, about to be 4th. As we say that, into turn 1, you saw that Michael Wilson Jr., he just had a bit of a look there at Jason Hughes.
Yeah, Baldwin looked like to make it 3 wide. In the middle 1 and 2, he's going to look to the inside of Hebner as they go around the racetrack. But right now, we got Don King out in front.
Yeah, Don's pulled a 2-10 lead over Jason Hughes as he exits 2 on the back straight. I'm watching with my little eyes on the 54 of Dalton Baldwin, who was the fastest man in practice and in qualifying, and he's still sitting back there in 5th. Must be just waiting his time. I mean, you've got to let these cars sort of dial back in, get the heat back in the tyres, get settled in your groove, and then you can sort of go from there. However, that pit stop did allow the, I believe it was it Matthew Hebner who got some damage before? Well, Christopher Mattis, sorry, in the 7, who got the wall earlier. But as I say that, the front 5 is starting to bunch up now. Hughes on the bumper of Donald King as they head into turn 1 and turn 2. And as that's all playing out, you've got the 54 just lurking behind, getting ready to have an attack on the 6 of Matthew Hebner. Bolton looking to the outside on the exit of 4. He's got a good run. But what can you do on the outside as they head to turn 1? Hebner's still got the inside, got the better line out of their corner at the moment. So they're starting to really bunch up now, aren't they, Avery? They're starting to really just get all over each other. And this is where they need to give each other a lot of racing room, so we don't see any more cautions. We're about to complete lap 45, so we're almost halfway through the race so far with only 1 caution. That's excellent. That's fantastic from these guys. That's well done. And that's the type of racing you have here at All Pro Racing at Loose Lugnuts. It's fantastic to see. These guys are really starting. Now we've got the 6 guys, nose to tail. Avery, what are your thoughts about this?
Oh, these guys are running really clean. Definitely for a Silver Crown car. A lot of these guys are not acclimated to. Very tough car to drive, and only 1 caution so far. That's fantastic, as we are halfway through the race here at the Dover International Speedway for the Loose Lugnuts 5x5 series.
That's right. These Super Crowns are a car that you sort of do want to drive in iRacing here, but however the racing, the official series and so forth, they don't really get much popularity, not very mainstream as far as the other NASCAR categories go. However, I did hear a rumour, or it's not so much a rumour, but a little birdie told me that speaking with John Hendrick earlier this evening, I wouldn't be surprised if we're actually going to see a Silver Crown series on Monday nights. So there was talk about the 5x5 series changing from Friday nights to Monday nights. I don't believe that's going to happen. I'm sort of spilling the beans here a bit. I hope I don't get shot from John, but the Silver Crowns has become very popular. The guys love them. It's an open set, so these guys are allowed to all make adjustments on their own sets. As I say this, Dalton Baldwin is through the inside of Michael Wilson Jr. and through into 3rd place. So the man who went a lap down at the start is now currently in 3rd. But yeah, it looks like the Silver Crowns are going to be here to stay, Avery, which is going to be an awesome series to watch and for it to take off.
Yeah, the Silver Crowns, they run at various tracks. Like New Hampshire, they can run at Michigan, they can run at Indy, and obviously here at Dover, so they can run on multiple types of tracks. Dalton Baldwin looking to make the pass for 2nd. He's going to battle with Don King for the lead, maybe just a couple laps.
Yeah, that's right. The Silver Crowns are mainly made for the 1.5 miles and bigger. but they are working quite well on here at Dover, which is sitting on a mile track, so it's actually pretty good to watch. As we're saying this, the 54 is stalking all over the back of the 23 of Donald King. Donald Baldwin, he's looking to get the job done. It's only taken him nearly 51 laps to do so.
He's going to look to try to get to the inside of Don King. He's waiting for Don King to make that mistake. It makes it so much easier to make an overtake. Dalton Baldwin looking to the inside of Don King. He's going to try to take over the lead on lap 52 here at Dover. Looks like Don King might just give the position away instead of battling for it, because if he tried to make that battle, he could lose more position to the drivers behind him. Dalton Baldwin started on the pole, finally led his first lap.
52 laps too late.
Maybe
you
shouldn't have got the pizza.
Arrived. You got a pizza that arrived, and a nice hot pizza is probably sitting there going cold. But as saying that, 23 of Donald King, he's a gentleman racer. He's one of the founders here at All Pro Racing. He gives you any time of the day. He's one of the nice guys of racing and motorsport, and he looked like he was just stalking the 54. I'm not sure if he's going to have anything for Dalton, but this is where the cars get a long run, and as before what Donald said, he just needed that car to settle in, then he started to really find some speed. So let's see what's going to happen here. We're just going to ride in the cockpit with Donald King.
A quick thing about Donald King, he's an Iowa guy. There's not a lot of very nice Iowa people, but Donald King is one of the nice guys from Iowa. Me being from South Dakota, the neighboring state, I can sure say Donald King is actually one of the nice guys from Iowa.
He's now, I just say, that 56 looking for an inside move on the 54. Oh, they're getting close, out of two. Donald King, he wants it. He's not going to give this up. He really wants a win. He's won one of the practice races here at Dover in the Silver Crowns, but he really wants one of these league wins to make it all worthwhile. We've got some prize money going out tonight as well for one of the league members. And
Quick note about Dalton Baldwin, who's currently in the lead. I don't think he had any practice before jumping in this room, so he's pretty new to the car. He's going to try to maintain this lead, but Donald King going to look to the inside and try to make the overtake if we go into turn number one.
Here we go. He's looking. He's on the inside. He's got the run. So Donald King, the nice guy from Iowa, is not. He is playing nice, but he knows when he wants it. And he got it. Got the job done. Lap 58.
Yeah, Don King back to the lead.
While all this is happening, you've got the two leaders who are battling for position. Well, they've also pulled over a second gap on third place Jason Hughes, and 1.5 seconds on Michael Wilson Jr. and over 2 seconds on Matthew Hebner in fifth. So these guys are really in a league of their own. Even throughout practice and so forth, I mean, practice times, you've got guys who are dumping fuel out of the things, they're getting hot laps in there and so forth. This is under racing conditions. This just goes to show the caliber that these guys are in these Silver Crowns here at Dover tonight.
Yeah, Jacob Hughes just tied for the lead in the points. He's sitting in third position while Nick Hunt is in seventh position. For right now, this is, for Hughes, this is a fantastic spot. He can finish and extend his lead over in the point standings as we go into the final week next week. Well, Friday night at Bristol with the Legend Cars on the All Pro Racing.
That's right. So at the moment you had Donald King was just trying to communicate with the 006 of Verlis Falcons coming out of 4, and Verlis tried to stay high to give them as much room as possible, and in doing so he clipped the wall. I hope his car's not going to be too badly damaged and out of control for when the Jason Hughes and Michael Wilson Jr. comes up. But yeah, it just seems that Donald King at the moment, his car's really going. He's got some legs. He's being followed by Dalton Baldwin, but he's not being harassed. He's not being stalked, which is working well for Donald King. Now, Jason Hughes and Michael Wilson Jr. in the 5800 respectively, third and fourth, they've managed to get by the lap car of Verlis Falcons. Verlis Falcons is currently 2 laps down. And quickly getting out of the way of all the drivers who are contending here this evening. All right, so we've got Caution is out. Caution's out. Oh, we had a big wreck there with the number 7 involved, and I have a feeling it might have been the 006 of Verlis Falcons. We're just trying to get reports if drives are okay. We had one of the cars barrel rolling down the back straight. All right, so what happened there? Coming out of 2. Believe it was. Trying to get a location on the driver. All right, so the 6 of Matthew Havner tried to do a move in 1 and 2, inside move on Verlis Falcons. However, he washed up onto Verlis, which put both of them into the wall. They slowed up dramatically, and in them slowing up, it's the number 7 of Christopher Mattis has come on out of 2 with a bucket load of speed, 164 mile an hour with 2 cars that would virtually sitting at 125, so that's virtually dead stop for someone who's traveling 160. And Christopher Mattis had nowhere to go, but I know we're not meant to have opinions or anything like that, but I hope the 006 isn't blamed for that incident. But I hope everything's fine. These guys can get these cars repaired and get back out on the track.
It looked like it was just an incident of not in the right time. Really tough to have someone to blame, but I'm not in the position to make that call. But unfortunate situation. But we got brought out of second caution, lap 66 right now. Looks like Donald King stayed out. Mike Wheeler also stayed out. Dalton Baldwin, he went through pit lane. Might have to get some fuel since he probably took a wave around, took some tires. As Mike Wheeler will make his way down pit lane.
All right, so Wheeler's gone down pit lane, and currently, so yeah, Wheeler sitting 2 laps down in the 42. It's unfortunate for him. I believe he's just been recruited to the loose Lugnuts racing team just recently.
Now Don King, he stayed out. Everybody else made the pit. We're going to see if Dalton Baldwin can use these fresh tires to try to make his move around him. But we'll see who made the right call at the end of the race.
Well, I think speaking before, Avery, with the fact that they've got the weight jacker, which is an in-car controlled car adjustment, and the fact that his car, you can quite clearly see the 23, as the laps wear on, the car's getting faster and faster. I believe he knows what he's doing here. He's got 67, so we're under, with, 23 laps remaining?
About 23 laps remaining. Yeah, Don King, he's been running fantastic.
If there's any caution, race. Perhaps he's got a car with old tyres can get the job done.
Yeah, Don King, as we were showing with the first green flag run, where he was pretty much not on the charts to lead it all during the race, and he took that long run setup and he took the lead towards the end of that run. So this might be the right call for Don. He's got a very quick car.
So it looks like they're going to start forming up double file.
Yeah, we talked with Don King earlier during the race after the first caution. So he's driving that All-Pro Racing blue and white silver crown with Dalton Baldwin on the outside in the second position, sitting in third place at the moment. Jason Hughes. And we got Timothy Schultz on the outside of him. Michael Wilson Jr. fifth. Yeah. So it's going to be fantastic running for that top 5. The rest of the cars are going to try to work their way to the top 5 and get a good finish.
I think this can go either way. Donald King is either going to make it by a mile or he's going to lose it by a mile.
Yeah, Donald King, he's a fantastic driver, very consistent, definitely in this 5-for-5 series. From the IndyCar, he went to a little super speedway race into a little super late model at Charlotte. Right now, it's Silver Crown at Dover, getting ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, it's interesting where the series finishes, and that's with the smallest cars on Bristol. All right, as the safety car's in, field's forming up quite nicely. Donald King's going to lead us to the flag with the 54 of Dalton Baldwin on the outside. And ready, here we go, the green. Dalton's got the run. So I'm watching the start that Dalton had, that big massive jump. He must have been in first gear when he saw that green. As before, these things have got a 2-speed power glide system. Donald King would have been running off in second. Caution is out again. And
looks like Verlis. Looks like Verlis got into the wall. Not sure what happened there. Verlis and
you wouldn't believe it.
John
Verlis, Drogans and Christopher Matters made contact again after the caution flag.
Not quite sure what happened there. It looked like they kind of just got together and just ended up wrecking out. I'm not quite sure what happened. Looks like they just got together from my view.
I am aware that sometimes these cars on new tyres, they sort of you pitch in for a corner and they sort of get a bit of a wobble with them. But I'm not too sure there. But unfortunately, the 006 involved, the 7 was involved after the fact, and Don Hendrick in the 5, which is unfortunate.
I did just watch the replay of the start. Baldwin was in the second gear, so not quite sure what happened with Don King, if he spun the tires a little bit or maybe a little late to the throttle. But one thing at these flatter tracks, definitely with the Gen 6 Cup cars, it's very easy to spin your tires here. But with that long second gear, you usually don't have to worry about spinning the tires.
I believe the 54 was in first when he took off, and the 23 was in second. That's what it gave the 54 that massive jump. I'm just trying to see if we can get some sort of on board at the start of with the 54, so we could actually hear his revs. Nope, he was definitely in second, so he must have got the jump. He wasn't caught sleeping.
I probably saw that green flag and started going green.
Oh, with 20 laps to go, it's starting to get interesting. What have we had now? 3 cautions there, Avery?
Yeah, we've had 3 cautions. One, we had a very long green flag run. The second caution came out with about another good green flag run, and the third caution that just came out was on the restart in turn 1 and 2. So they're going to get used to that fresh tire, so we're going to make a run to the finish.
So now we finally have him, Dalton Baldwin, starting off 1 for a restart or a start.
Took him 72 laps to get there, but he's going to start 1 on this restart. Probably.
All right, so as mentioned before, All Pro Racing is running the Daytona 500 on the 15th of February. Avery is going to be a fantastic race. All the pros, we're actually hooked up with PAD, which is People Against Distracted Driving. It's going to be with all the qualifying races involved, so your Gatorade Duels and the full-length race. It's going to be quite an entertaining feature, don't you think, Avery?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty sweet race. Daytona is one of the biggest races, if not the biggest races in NASCAR motorsports. So it'll be very exciting to see the drivers here from Loose Lugnuts and All Pro Racing together race at this amazing 2.5 mile super speedway they call Daytona. It's where heroes are made and legends are built.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a pipeline dream at the moment from some of the guys from All Pro Racing to get off the ground. And we're proud to say that this year on February 15th, the Daytona 500 running through All Pro Racing with in conjunction with PAD will be actually happening. And a lot of us are very excited for this race. As you said, it's the Grand Papi. It's the final showdown, the homecoming, but it's all at the start of the year. But It's going to be fantastic to see. Not only that, we've got our the remaining of the season. You got the Michelangelo Painting IndyCar Series on your Monday night. Your Tuesday night's the Super Speedway Series, and Friday night's obviously your Loose Lugnuts series with the 5 cars, 5 tracks. And the cars are now heading to turn 3, double filed up. Files just dwindled down a little bit here. Down to 8 cars at the back there. We've got the 42 of Mike Wheeler. Currently a lap down, so he's managed to get some back, but we're about to go racing. Safety car's in. Donald King's a little bit in front of Dalton there. Bit of psychological advantage. The greenie's out. Drag race to the line. Donald King to the line, but Dalton's got the inside line as they head into turn 1. King reluctantly gives him some room. Jason Hughes now wants in the inside of King as they exit turn 2 down the back straight. We've got a car in the wall back there. It looked like it was a 0-0 of Michael Wilson Jr. As we come along to complete our first green lap, going to lap 75 with Dalton Baldwin leading, followed by Don King, Jason Hughes, Nick Hunt, and Timothy Schultz running out the top 5. Timothy Schultz, first time I've seen him in the top 5. He's probably been there throughout the night, but it's been entertaining up front.
Yeah, Baldwin able to get a little lead on Don King. He's going to have to hold him off because if Don King gets around him on the inside lane, it would be the preferred way to get around him. That's going to be tough to get back around Don King, who's been quickest pretty much all night.
Yeah, it's going to be on for young and old between these two at the moment. I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but definitely Don King is not going to give up so soon. But as you see, just said, last time he looped, Dalton pulled out 1/10 ahead. Now he's gone to 2.2 tenths ahead of Donald King. But the 58, Jason Hughes, we saw him earlier. He led, how many laps did he lead earlier? At least 20, 25.
Yeah, Jason Hughes. This is exactly what Dalton wants to see. Is these guys balance side by side, because the more they battle, the further he pulls away.
Yeah, well, he's pulled out his lead now to 3, almost 4 tenths. Donald Baldwin to second place. We had a stranded car slow on the down low. That would have been Velas Falcons. He's just trying to get his car to the finish line. Oh, Donald King's checked up out of 4. He's really checked up out of 4.
Hey, he was coming out of turn number 4 and he was going to smoke that wall.
Yeah,
he had to check up to not hit that wall. That is exactly what Dalton Baldwin wanted to see, because he knows that Don King Don King was quick and he had to stay in front of Don King to get this win. So we get ready to go, 10 laps to go, and we cross the line. Baldwin, your leader, followed by Jason Hughes in second, your points leader. Going to Nick Hunt third, in fourth, Timothy Schultz. And rounding out top 5, Matthew Hebner. Don King has fallen back to 7th position on the track. He looks like he's getting a little tight coming out of the corners.
Yeah, it must be with the whole weight jacket system you got going there. It just hasn't been working for him. He may have done a change when he got some tyres, but yeah, it's not working now. It's probably beyond the point. But Dalton Baldwin's just out in front and pulling. He's now 4 tenths out in front of Jason Hughes. Nick Hunt currently in third. Nick's had a bit of a quiet race all night, and if he can stretch it where he is at the moment, he's definitely going to. Well, no, he's going to be sitting second to Jason Hughes in points. This is also points for the championship between these two, second and third at the moment, Avery.
Yeah, Nick Hunt, he's just trying to get a good finish here. He's sitting right now in the 3rd position. So from what he had in the beginning of the race, he's got to be pretty stoked on how it's been going for him. So this is exactly what Hunt needed, is to get a good top solid finish and try not to finish too far behind Jason Hughes. Right now he's currently only 1 spot, and that's 1 point.
But Timothy Schultz, who's currently in 4th, is not giving him any reason to slow up. Timothy Schultz, who I believe is currently in 10th spot in the points with Act 3, he's not giving up. He obviously sees some at the moment Nick like a wounded deer in front of him. He wants to take him out, not take him out literally, but get that spot. And all Nick wants to do is try and pulling closer to Jason Hughes and get his position to obviously get the championship lead, but they're now falling further and further back to 6/10 behind Dalton Baldwin. So the man who dominated practice and qualifying is staying true to his name and dominating in this race with 86 laps done. We've only got 4 laps to go as he comes across the line this time. So anything's going to happen with 4 laps to go between the second, third and fourth. There you go, Nick Hunt really close to Jason. Jason's gone an inside defensive move. He's moved back to the outside in doing so. It's allowed Timothy Schultz to get a run on the inside. So that's